You know, and that's a huge problem and a good point to bring up. You know, one of the things that with the lobbyists, you know, the special interest groups, the PACs, you know, what's happening is this district right here is a prime example. 80% of the funds that come in to my opponent are from PACs outside the district. 80%. So, you know, the question that people have to ask is who you're representing. So, I mean, we definitely have to do something about that. You know, they did a few changes years back. I mean, if you're running for a state seat in Illinois, you know, somebody can give you $100,000, you know, individually wise. So, I mean, they've got some rules there, but I mean, they still end up figuring out a way to get all that money. And it, I mean, it's really a simple thing to look at is, you know, if you're getting money from California and here and there, it's, well, what do you have to do for that? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me that, you know, and will it ever happen? I doubt it.
I heard that about a quarter of all the money for the price of drugs is in advertising. And I don't know how many other people are tired of it, but all these commercials about ED and all this other stuff during prime time. I mean, you never used to see that, you know, 20 years ago. Why not take that quarter of a drug cost and save it? And the same way with doctors and all these lawyers that are chasing ambulances on TV, just basically ban it and stop that.
They have done some things in reference to that, to where the drug reps can't hand out all this paraphernalia like you know, pens and all the extras. So I mean, I think they're working on doing some things. Some of those commercials I just like to watch just to see the side effects. And I think, why would anybody ever take that?
Why? And what specifically have they done to make you think that?
That would be Ronald Wilson Reagan, and he was my hero. And you know, I wished I would have learned more about him. You know, you can roll his tapes back into the 60s and relate him to today. You know, he talks about health care reform and everything. So he was just a solid guy. He was able to reach across the aisle. You know, and when I said that, hey, I'm not going to make friends, I'm going to do the right thing for the country. And you know, I don't want anybody from my party to own me. I want to be owned by the people of the district. That's the difference. You know, is you know, it's one of those things to where you have to be your own man, and you don't follow the lead of the West Coast, the East Coast. You follow the lead of the people of the district, plain and simple.
How about anybody today?
Okay, go ahead.
We don't have any.
I like Aaron Schock a lot. I met him. He's a solid guy. And, I think he's got a very bright future ahead of him. Relating to
I'd like to know what your stand is on the fair tax.
The fair tax I haven't really, is that the 15% everybody pays when you're...
Sales tax.
Sales tax.
Sales tax.
Not really.
It's
You get a
Canadian
rebate. You get a
sales
rebate
tax.
with it. So it's not really like a sales tax because it's all filtered through. Because right now, when you buy a product, you're paying all those hidden taxes. If they put the fair tax in, it would get rid of all the hidden taxes, but people would get a prebate. Like I think what the poverty level for like a family of 4 for a year. People get a check for that, and then it would be built in, like, and you would see right on it what your base, like say you buy an item in the store for $1, and then say it becomes, and then with the tax it's $1.20. But you really shouldn't see that much change in the price because all the hidden taxes are in there now. All the capital gains taxes, all the other business taxes, excise tax,
The biggest thing it'll do is abolish the 16th Amendment.
Well, that's the hard part.
That's the one. All that IRS control, government control, gone.
Well, that's why we were lied to back then, and once they got that through, they didn't stop at 10%.
If you could, before you leave, Terry's over here, if you could give, and what I'll do is I'll research that and kind of give you what I think
Well,
on
if you
it.
get the Congress, talk to your buddy John Linder.
Linder, yeah, that's right, Linder.
John Linder wrote the book.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Question for you. We can stand here and say what's wrong and everything, and that's all fine. Nobody gonna pay any attention. There's two things that we need done. One is you need to stop your parties or your candidates from taking money from unions and everybody else. And the second thing I want to know is where do you stand? You know, all these politicians come up and they're either, oh, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. The heck with that. What's your dreams and what's your hopes for this district? What do you want accomplished?
To put where I'm at, where I stand is I'm a conservative first and foremost on the Republican ticket. So, you know, there's a lot of things that I stand for. I believe, I'll just give you some of the issues that are some of the bigger issues, is I believe that the Second Amendment is our right. I believe in the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You know, I guess if, you know, to give you an example, I think some of the things that we've got going on in the district, I'm going to give you a specific example. I had a guy come to me that has a business in Port Byron, Illinois. He's in the district. He's getting ready to open up an electric car plant that he himself had designed these cars. He calls the local politician. They send their guy out. About the third question down on the application is, are you going to organize? And then they finish out the app. Never get back to him at all. It's 200 jobs. Anybody who understands how that works, if you get 200 jobs into a situation, that ends up being quite a few more than that. I don't know the exact number. This guy right now, I'm trying to save him, but he's looking at going to Iowa. He's looking at all the states except for Illinois. You know, and I think as a representative, if we've got somebody that's having some problems, you know, and there's something that we can do to help them fix things, or anything we can do to attract, we have, you know, we've got more people leaving the state than what we have coming in. I mean, we're going negative, and of course, the taxes continue to increase. That's not a good thing. So we need to sit down and figure out different ways to try to attract businesses in, whether it's, you know, I think what we need to do is try to get an even playing field. If you look at the Illinois 17th Congressional District and Illinois in general, you know, we've got, I believe, in Illinois, in the Midwest, we've got some of the best workers in the entire country. I mean, that's a fact. And I think what we need to do is with our waterways, everything that we've got, I mean, it just pains me that both of the plants that I used to work at are closed. You know, you drive by and you see all the weeds growing up, but we have to figure out a way to where we don't continue to tax these businesses out of our country. You know, and that's all these guys are doing is they're figuring out ways to add more taxes onto the businesses. I think we need to get a way to reduce the taxes for the businesses. You know, and you know, I've got a real problem with people villainizing profits. You know, it's okay for me to go and make a pizza and make $2 or $3 off of it. You know, as to why it's wrong, you know, I just have a real problem with that. And I think what people think is, oh, they're just really rich. You know, and I'm not really rich, but I've worked hard to get to where I'm at. And when I get less taxes, Moline just increased their sales taxes again. We're almost with Crook County up there in sales taxes in Moline, Illinois. Crook County.